Hey, what's up, Patriots? It's November 12th, Sunday. This is day 1040 of the J6 political hostage crisis. Had a good day in camp today with some fine Patriots here. And boy, we just talked about everything today. It was awesome. They're heading off to battle right now. I'm gonna hunker down in camp here, keep the fire going, get some food ready for when they get home here. Hey, Pathfinder Patriot, how you doing? Hey, Sean, what's happening, bud? Sunkissed, hello. Hello, Lisa McNeely. How y'all doing today? Oh, better get my watermark in here. They're rolling into Freedom Corner right now. Let's see, we'll put the eagle in the chair right there. How's that? Hey there, Stua. Jeb for Freedom, how are you? Hey, Sunkissed, I was just watching Silly for Hen's live stream, and I think they're all still out there, but her stream is froze off. So I don't know. I saw you were in her chat too. Soup Mama's stream was going good. But yeah, Patriots out doing a flag wave. Getting it going on. This is what it takes. We got to get loud and proud. Getting lots of honks on the street out there. I believe they're still in Branson, right? I wasn't sure where they were either. Oh, her phone died. Okay. Got to get hooked up with battery power. Hi, Deb for Freedom. Good to see y'all here. Well, man, there was a lot of Patriots at Freedom Corner last night. I counted 20. And there might have been more because not everybody always wants to get on camera there. And, oh man, I'm getting smoked out now, man. The fire, smoke just keeps swirling around here. There we go. It's a really nice little woodsy area here. The colors were great. Just pan around here. Made a new flagpole today. All right, Deb, get you some Jesus. It is good to boost her up. Sunday. Good day to do that. We all got to pace ourselves. That's for sure. We can overwork ourselves and wind up miserable. So the Patriots at Freedom Corner yesterday was Coven and a couple other people with them, and a guy named Gerald was there with them, and Coven got up and spoke again about his horrors, some of the horrors in Vietnam, where he was before he moved to here. Dwight led off with a great prayer. Tammy got up and spoke. A lot of good speakers last night, but nobody really just spoke for a long time. But man, Nicole had a I call it the little by little speech, because she was talking about how did we get to where we are right now? How did we get to the point where our government is attacking us? Our government funds our money or takes our money and then uses it to fund the entities in our government that are attacking us Patriots right now, calling people who love God and their families and their countries terrorists. How did we get to the point where we are now? Well, we got there little by little. And the proof is out there that it's here. Okay. First of all, we got Mickey and the horrific circumstances surrounding Ashley Babbitt. That there is no justice. Ashley Babbitt was a 14-year Air Force veteran standing up for her country, against what she considered to be illegal certification of the election results. We all saw the corruption of the election and decided to come to the Capitol on January 6th. We're standing up and the police attacks us, kills 4 of us there. Other innocent people died later. A lot of suicides happened later on both sides. Many cops commit suicide after that were involved with it. And whose relatives are now suing J6ers, by the way, for their suicides. And a lot of patriots have committed suicide now, dreading the inevitable court cases there that we're watching pan out in D.C. for the last 2 years. The extreme injustices that are happening with these lengthy sentences. And then Nicole's personal story is how her son was used against her family. The people at her son's school ridiculed him into believing that his own father was a terrorist. And the facts are, we are already invaded. It isn't like we're going to go shut the border down and everything's peachy after that. We have had up to 16 million illegal entries here. 85,000 children are missing that were documented that came over this border that Xavier Becerra has no idea where they are. We just found that out in a committee hearing the other day. 85,000 kids missing, which is horrific. You know, if you're put in charge of keeping tabs on children and you misplace 85,000 of them, what does that sound like? Well, that sounds like a country that is going down the tubes to me. And the fact is that they started this whole thing, all right? They started putting the J6ers in jail. They attacked us, put us in jail, treated us differently than any other type of a uprising, riot, rowdy bunch of people is. And we're seeing it replayed to this day around the Capitol, around the White House, where there was mobs of people protesting even more viciously and violently than they were at J6, but they were not treated the same. So that is a law enforcement double standard right there, because that's even before you get into the justice system. They did not throw flashbangs into that crowd. They did not go beat people up with police shields and batons. The protesters at the White House were throwing flagpoles and water bottles and signs at the police that were beyond the fence there, and they didn't get attacked. They didn't get any rubber bullets. So here we are. Little by little is how it got here. If you're going to watch one little brief segment of last night's Freedom Corner, I would say Nicole's speech, almost brought tears to my eyes because of how passionate she is. And she is living the horror. And so is Mickey and Tammy. And Tammy, too. Her husband, Brian Jackson, is a patriot who went to D.C. to stand up for this country. Well, hey, Ridgeline, how you doing? You found it live, okay. That's right, Stu, it's child trafficking, no doubt about it. Where are these kids? They're paid by the government, Stu? You think the protesters are paid by the government? Put it around here. We're just left to guess on what's going on. And one of the things we were talking about this morning is degenerate immorality. And when we were in school, they always taught us about what happened during the fall of Rome. And then lately I've read Josephus was a historian, a Jewish historian, when Jerusalem was demolished by the Romans. And right before that, the leaders of Jerusalem were running around in women's dresses. It's the exact same thing that's happening now. And it isn't something that we can just stop with, declare laws and make this go away. It doesn't happen that way. But is this judgment from God? Is it a sign from God that judgment is about to fall? Same thing happened to the Romans. They went into a degenerate lifestyle where they were having orgies and all kinds of immorality going on. And it is a reoccurring theme with the fall of great civilizations, that they fall into this degenerate immorality. So what we're seeing now, all right, there was another time when in the scriptures where Jonah was sent to Nineveh, a city of I think it was the Assyrians. And he didn't want to go. He ran away, because he was like, I'm not going to go save them degenerates in Nineveh. But what happened in that story? Nineveh did not get destroyed. God warned them and sent them a prophet that warned them. And they repented, and God did not destroy Nineveh. In fact, Jonah went up on a hill after he delivered the message to Nineveh so he would have a front row seat to watch hellfire or fire come down from heaven and destroy Nineveh. He thought it was going to get destroyed. And he was bummed out when God didn't destroy it, and God had a couple words for Jonah after that. So all good stories in the scriptures that we can kind of read and apply to the world that we're living in right now. It's a sign from God, possibly. Mickey got up and spoke a little bit about Coven's story from the day before, the horrific story that his experiences from Vietnam many, many years ago before he immigrated to the United States. Yesterday was Veterans Day, so there was a guy, Gerald, came in there, and he was talking about when he was a child. He's a veteran from the Marines. He's a retired Marine. And he did a nice veteran tribute there at the corner. Talked about how he grew up in France and saw this hatred for Americans over there because they were so progressive in France, and they thought Americans just weren't progressive enough and prejudiced, against Americans. And then it came out that there was a story out of New York City yesterday where some flags got taken down. Some protesters climbed up on a flagpole and removed the American flag and put up a Palestinian flag. How did we get here? While cops stood by and did nothing about it. What are we doing here? Here we are, little by little. Now we're at the point where supporters of terrorists, legitimate terrorists, of a recent terrorist attack on another country, a terrorist attack on another country that killed 1,400 people, can come into our country and take our flag down from a flagpole and put their flag up while our law enforcement stands by and watches this. Here we are, little by little, we've gotten here. God sends us warnings. Okay, so I really appreciate the message from Gerald yesterday. I know I met Gerald a couple times. He was with us at the Supreme Court, I believe, when we were trying to get that Brunson case. We were protesting so they would listen to the Brunson case about J6. And he's fine other patriots that have roots in Vietnamese heritage are incredible patriots because they know what we're up against right now. And they know what it's going to turn into when this just runs rampant as it is right now. Nicole got up and spoke again about our open border on the south. This is another little by little. Here it's happening. When Trump ran in 2016, he ran on the platform of we're going to build a wall. Well, there was millions of illegal immigrants in our country at that time already. And then since Joe Biden has taken office, the estimates are 6 million more people have come across the border into our country. and given court dates to appear in court in a year and a half from now, and they're supported. They're giving them places to stay and helping them out more than our government helps our own disadvantaged people out. So that's the high estimate I'm hearing from Sebastian Gorka, who I consider a pretty good authority on that, is 16 million immigrants in our country right now. So Nicole and Gerald were kind of talking back and forth here, and Gerald was saying about how Macron, the leader of France, is just not a good leader. There's 10% Muslims in that country right now, and they are fanatical Muslims. And things aren't looking good for France. I know they've been having protests. The Yellow Vest protest was going on a year ago. It went on for a year. And then I stopped finding information about it. And then just today in London, I was watching helicopter footage of, it looked like hundreds of thousands of people protesting in support of Hamas and the Palestinians. You can't call it Palestine because there is no country called Palestine. That was something that the Romans came up with after they destroyed Jerusalem back in 70 AD. There is no country called Palestine. Oh, so yeah, back and forth with Nicole and Gerald was awesome. We got a phone call from a J6er named Steve Capuccio and got to know him. It was kind of a brief phone call, but we got to know that he is a 13-year Army veteran. He served in Iraq and 2 tours in Afghanistan. He's from Texas, and he was just expressing his thanks for the people that are standing up for the guys that are in there in the jail right now. Then Coven also got up and spoke some more. It wasn't as terrible as the first day, but he was just talking about our freedoms and that we have to stand up or they will be taken away. We have to exercise our freedoms. Gerald read that poem that I know we've all heard it, where it was a poem, I think, from Germany, and how they came for the Sunday school teachers and I didn't stand up, and then they came for the school teachers and I didn't stand up, and then they came for the workers and I didn't stand up, and then they came for me and there was nobody left to stand up. So stand up, America, especially you veterans. I know you all have served already, but you took an oath. You know what that oath entails, and you know where we are. Little by little, we've gotten to this point. Here's a good link for the J6ers here. The real J6. Okay, afterwards, I forget who made us aware. I think it was Tammy. There's 41 incarcerated veterans right now in the whole J6 scenario here. 41 that are presently in jail right now. Veterans that stood up for us on J6. Here's the live stream that Tammy runs while she's doing all the other stuff at Freedom Corner there. Everybody kind of helps out with this one, Tammy and Mickey and Nicole. So they're also live streaming at Freedom Corner. All right, in case you're new to us, Freedom Corner is a spot right outside the DC jail where they bring the January 6th political hostages while they're doing court trials in DC. DC is the only place in America that these court trials are occurring, and we have uncovered much corruption in that court, and everybody's ignoring it. Nobody's looking at it. It's to the point where you got to plug your ears and close your eyes because it's right in your face, America. It's right in your face, and nobody's standing up against it. So it's only a matter of time till it comes to your town. We got a call from Jeff Sable then. Did a good national anthem, and then they went into some world news, mainly about Marsha Blackburn's subpoenas that she has recently issued. We went over that yesterday. She's subpoenaed for the Epstein flight log list so that we can know who not to vote for because they went to Epstein's Island and probably got compromised there, along with the 5 other subpoenas that she intends to seek. Jeff Sable talked about the Connecticut election ballot stuffing fraud that's all over TV right now. We also had degenerates across the street, or they had degenerates across the street yelling at them with, amplified voices, vulgar language, vulgar actions, just ridiculous, while cops sit around and watch that happen. And some people, I know you're asking me why I'm not going to DC anymore, but I can't bring myself to go into that place anymore. I really can't. It is, I wasn't a big fan of cities to begin with. I'm even a lesser fan, and I tried. I went there. I think it's time for a different, I think little by little, we're in a different spot than we were a year ago. But I'm not saying everybody believes that. This is just my personal opinion. The Freedom Corner fighters are still there every day in a row, putting up with that garbage that shows up across the street while the cops watch it. Some people can deal with that a little better than others. And Jeff Sable, he makes fun of it. He calls it sirens for Jesus or bullhorns for Trump, funny. It's funny. And Jeff Sable also was wishing Ashley Babbitt a happy Veterans Day. And I just thought it's touching. The horror that these people are living with day to day, where your daughter's murderer is still running free, getting promotions, going on TV. It's horrific. I don't know how to deal with certain things like that. Nicole got up then at the end of the night also and talked more about these flags that were taken down. And I couldn't find this video yet today. And where some dude climbs a flag, takes the American flag off, cuts it off, and puts a Palestinian flag while the cops and people are watching this. And that she said that veterans were literally weeping, seeing that this was happening on Veterans Day. This is very serious. This is very, very serious. So yeah, 20 Patriots though. Way to go, Freedom Corner. You guys are getting the messages out there. We got our live streamers on the corner, putting it out on the interweb all over the place. I just watched David and Trooper work all morning, making cuts, putting more information out for everyone, hopefully, to begin accepting this information. Oh, really? Cindy W. I think they took it down because you tried looking for it also? All right. I don't know who put it up. Nicole was talking about it yesterday. Thank you, Stu. Right, okay, so if I can't tolerate the degeneracy and the vulgarness of the Washington, D.C. area, I'll find myself another spot where I can hopefully be on the same team with these Patriots and possibly become more effective. Oh, here it is. Sunkiss found it. Flags taken down. So there you got it, Patriots, right there. Newsmax showed the video of young man taking down the American flag. All right, so it's on Newsmax. All right, Patriot Grandma. I'm yelling in all the stores I'm going into, yelling crap about Biden. I don't give a rat's ass. Every time I fill up my gas tank, I'm vocal, very vocal about the price of that gas, even if nobody's standing there, because I know they're filming me. You know, they got cameras there. Remember them little stickers with Joe Biden? He says, I did that. Yeah, we're still dealing with that now, 3 years down the road. $3.60 a gas for a year, which is nothing compared to what they're paying out west for it. Okay, and Jenny Schuler says that she saw it on Benny Johnson also, the flag's taken down. This should be an outrage. This is another outrage, okay? So we're being bombarded now in even mainstream media with stuff that should outrage us. And it's no news flash that they want us to go to civil war. They want us to get violent. But we're also having breakthroughs now. We're having breakthroughs with this brothel bust, with Marsha Blackburn issuing subpoenas, and we put our faith in God, first of all, and we protect our families, and we will not give up what we need to protect our families, no matter what they say. And we believe in our country, and our country is a constitutional republic. It was established almost 250 years ago. It's a perfect system. It was delivered by God through our founding fathers, I believe. And as long as we go with the framework of the Constitution, I think we're going to be able to get through this. But in the meantime, they're going to stretch it out for as long as it possibly can take and try to get us to start killing each other. And we're not going to do that because we're peaceful people. Right, Cleo? You've left messages on the shelves for people to find in stores. That's a good idea. I like that one. I like that one. Good idea, Patriot. Okay, let's see. I had a good talk with Tom Jeffries last night. Things are still going on down in Warsaw, Virginia at the Northern Neck Regional Jail. And they'll be doing, they're not going to be doing their vigil next Friday. They have to take a week off. Some people are going to be out of town for next Friday. So they'll have, they're not stopping the vigil though. They're still moving forward. Okay, so in world news, here's how here we are now, okay? This guy named Douglas Mackey put up a meme about Hillary Clinton back when Hillary was running for office, for the presidency. And this guy's going to jail, man. This guy was arrested and tried, found guilty. I'm not sure if he's gotten sentenced or not yet. There's a Tucker Carlson episode. The latest episode of Tucker Carlson is an interview with this guy. So this guy's just a patriotic American. He was putting up a funny meme. Everybody thought it was funny. The DOJ couldn't even find it. It was a joke that said, hey, if you want to vote for Hillary, just text your vote. When you can't text your vote, okay? So it was a funny meme. But the DOJ took it like, oh, you're fooling people into not voting. When there's Democrats that did the same thing. You know, there was Democrats that put out TikToks that said, if you're a Trump fan, come vote with me on Wednesday. And everybody knows voting day is Tuesday, right? So there was all kinds of that stuff going on. But the only one that the DOJ goes after is a Trump, supporter. Somebody who wanted Trump in office. All right. Awesome, Cleo. So there is, it's right in our face, America, of what's going on. This guy's going to jail for doing something that everybody else does. The DOJ actually had to they couldn't prove anybody got fooled by his meme and tried to text a vote. They actually called people who tried to text the vote, and they didn't even remember doing it. They were just seeing if the text would actually go through. Everyone knew it was a joke, but they came after him, man. So that's in our face right there. Patriotic American getting railroaded by the DOJ. And here's some other things that are just in your face. Remember that J6 sham committee show that was on primetime TV with the producer and the teleprompters and some Republicans and some Democrats? They didn't even call the chief of police, the guy who was chief of police on January 6th. They didn't even call him in to testify at that. So how was that any type of a legitimate commission to find the truth? The J6 commission was a fraud on America, and there wasn't a big outrage at that, So most people are just watching this outrageous stuff happening and detaching. Flip the channel, put a football game on, forget about it. At least you still got, there's still something you can do. But the time is coming, America, when you're not going to be able to do that. And we're heading down that road. And there aren't any off-ramps on this road, This is the road that these elite World Economic Forum globalists are taking us. We also got the Republican-controlled House of Representatives funding the FBI. And then the FBI, and then the FBI is investigating people in Congress. So how does that work? And then 70 Republicans decided to give the FBI $300 million to build a new headquarters in a different state than where the headquarters is right now. So right now, FBI headquarters is in Virginia. But according to what I'm hearing, the plan is to build this new headquarters in Maryland. So is there a fracture right there within these elite people that are persecuting us so badly right now? So I don't know. Is Maryland making a move on Virginia right now? And what are going to be the repercussions of that? So making these phone calls is what we got to keep doing. I'd make one a day, at least. We're still begging for them to release these J6 tapes. In the meantime, they're throwing guys in jail who don't have access to the evidence that could prove them all innocent. There is a lot of innocence in jail right now. People who literally did not do what they've been charged with. And the proof is in those tapes. And the lies that certain law enforcement told in order to put these guys in jail is being proven. The Steve Baker thing on Officer Dawn and Lazarus is coming out sooner or later. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. But when it comes out, it's going to be there. Steve Baker's also putting out a thing on John Sullivan, a J6er who filmed a bunch of stuff, who was in the Capitol, in a bunch of key locations also, who sold his footage that he filmed on J6 and has not been prosecuted for trespassing or anything. He was allowed to be there or something, or what, How come that guy's not busted and all these other guys are for doing the exact same thing? So that's all coming out. Sooner or later, the truth will be told. And hopefully it's sooner, before we have to pay the ultimate prices here for exercising our freedoms. Yeah, almost 3 years now. Okay, another glimmer of hope is that there's an impeachment hearing in Michigan for the Attorney General there. And this is over voter fraud scandal from 2020. Once again, a glimmer of hope. Things could be turning around, but she's still in office. She hasn't been impeached yet. So is this more just talk? I don't know. I talked about this massive protest that was in London already. All these people walking down the streets of London right now, didn't protest a day after the Hamas invasion. But now they are, and they're trying to say that Israel is guilty of genocide for going after the Hamas terrorists that attacked them. It's outrageous. Rona McRomney, Rick Daniels, is the longest serving Republican National Committee chair since 1896. Can you believe this? This loser, this woman who has, ever since she took the office of the chair of the RNC, we've lost mass elections. We were predicted to win all these elections, and we've lost them now. And she's the longest serving RNC. It's starting to look like a uniparty or something, like she's really not trying to help, and she's actually sabotaging. Sure seems that way to me. 1,600 Jewish Harvard alumni may stop donating to the school. Okay, wow. That, because of these anti-Semitic rallies that the students at Harvard were doing. But wait a minute, read between the lines here. 1,600 Jewish alumni that support that school. That's a lot of people, and they're all Jewish. So what do you see there? Is this a little by little thing, and have they released something that they can't control here? And what have we been saying about academia for the last 2 years here? What are they learning in them schools? And who's been donating? About 1,600 people here have been donating to that school, causing that problem. And now all of a sudden they're all going to stop donating. Wow, that's a lot of them. A lot of people there donating. It's just weird. U.S. military aircraft crashes into the Mediterranean Sea. So this is one more step closer to World War III. Pretty crazy. Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Iran have gotten together and declared support for the Palestinians. All right, it's getting so dark, I'm going to show you the fire for a while. There we go. Campfire, freedom fire. There's also another story that's happening here in Pennsylvania with a news service called Penn Live. They're out of Harrisburg. They've just gotten done with a 6-month investigation into the Dauphin County Prison. More prison nightmare stories here. Apparently 17 people died while incarcerated in the Dauphin County Prison between April 20 and September 22. So in 2.5 years, 17 people died in custody, and that's the ones that they know of. They did a statewide evaluation of the numbers, and or Penn Live did, and found that 45 deaths while in custody were reported for last year, but Penn Live found cases of 65 deaths in that same period of time. So a lot of this stuff is not even reported. Nobody's even asking any questions about it. If you do have a relative that dies in the jail, it's going to cost you about $80,000 in lawyer fees and investigation fees just to bring a lawsuit against, that's before you even start. $80,000 just to ask a bunch of questions and possibly begin a lawsuit against the Dauphin County Prison. So we got a serious problems here that people just ignore, and that is how we got to this point, little by little, over the years. So we got people like myself, like Stormtrooper, like David, like Mickey, Nicole, Tammy, everyone down there, Katie, Dwight, Lily, Glory B, Rebecca, all the patriots, every patriot that's ever stepped foot on Freedom Corner knows that we got problems and that we need to stand up and take care of it now. One way of doing it is like Tina McCloy up by the Lewisburg Vigil. She ran for her school board, she just got elected. Now, she knows what's going on with her school board. Oh yeah, Ridgeline. What about that Turkish funding for the New York mayor office that I reported on yesterday? Eric Adams had his phone taken away and his electronics. They scanned him. He has gotten them back now. They were just looking at him for something, but apparently his main fundraiser gal raised $18 million, and a lot of that money came from the government of Turkey. And what is up with George Soros? Why is this guy allowed to run around the country? How come nobody's done like what Russia did and just say, hey man, you can't mess with us here. You got to leave. You can't give money to anybody here. Why has this been going on for 30, 40 years, man? Yeah, I just don't want to go to DC. No, I can go to Freedom Corner. I'm not being told I can't go there. But some stuff did happen to me in DC, and I'm just not a fan. I don't trust anybody down there anymore. Not Freedom Corner people. No, I'm talking about the people of DC. I don't trust them. And look what they're doing to J6ers. It's right in my face. How can I ignore it? Look what they're doing to the J6ers. If these cases were anywhere other than DC, they would be given 2, 3, 4 months in jail and let go. But no, they're getting multiple years, decades. And maybe I'll go there again someday. But for right now, I got a path plotted out for a different thing, an expansion on what we're doing. There's other vigils going on. I've been involved with the Lewisburg Vigil. I want to get involved with the Northern Neck Vigil and their fight with the prison. They're building the prison where I live, and I want to get in on this fight. The Dauphin County Prison is in Harrisburg, right next to the town I am. They just found out about all the dead people I told you about. So the battle is everywhere. It's not just at Freedom Corner. And the Patriots at Freedom Corner got it covered. They are doing a fantastic job down there. So what's the point of just another live streamer going in and clogging up the network when they're doing just a fine job, man? And I am just repulsed by DC at this point. I was not a big city guy to begin with. And I was when I was a kid. I loved going to DC, and I lived in Philadelphia. I grew up in Chicago. Yeah, Julius, I heard about these hotels that Ridgeline. The hotels that the illegals are staying at are owned by like Pakistanis and Turkish guys. They're all owned by other people from other countries and stuff. So it looks like a big money laundering scheme to me. Yeah, Sunkist. Why play with fire? Just best to stay away. There's other things to do. Pennsylvania Ridgeline, all right. Pennsylvania needs Jericho here. There we go. That's where I'm feeling the pull, you know. I keep saying God lays a path out for you every day, you know. Do I want to go down to DC and get screamed at by demonic people, get eyeballed by every cop, get recorded at every street corner, get stalked by mentally unstable people, and take a chance on some cop not just deciding I don't look right and he wants to throw me in jail and I disappear? Yeah, I think I'll just avoid that. I'll just avoid that. I had property seized from me without a warrant. I mean, that's just not legal. And in order to go ask questions, I got to pay money to a lawyer to do that. No, I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Yeah, they are deranged. And that's the thing about the whole town of DC, the whole city, man. I saw statistics on the way the news is manipulated. You know, the news either omits relevant stories or they lie about stories. And DC is 7 times more manipulated than anywhere else this study looked at in the country. All right, thank you, cowgirl. Right, and I feel like these Trooper and David, man, when they come home from Freedom Quarter at night, while I'm here, I can get a fire going for them right when they get back. We can hang out. We can talk about stuff. So a lot of times you just got to talk stuff out. You can't go around with it in your brain for too long before you got to just talk to somebody about it. Thanks. Thank you, cowgirl. And you patriots, one of the things we talked about for a long time today is how wonderful the people are that are in our chats, how they help out. And we have all kinds in here. We got people that go have lunch with their senators. We got people here that make 3 phone calls every morning with coffee and calls. We got people here who buy stamps by the hundreds so that because they're writing so many letters to the J6ers, man. It moves us. It motivates us. We got people who run chats. We have people who participate in chats that just garner information, filter it, and feed it to each other, And this didn't exist 2 years ago. This is a new thing, and it's a weapon that it's on the path that God gave us. Like you're playing Mario Brothers and you walk up and you find things, I think, is how that works. This is one of the things. While we're on this path that God put out for us, all of a sudden, Roger's got a YouTube channel. He says he never even imagined he would be doing a YouTube channel. Hey, Gloria, there you are. You're one of the finest patriots, Gloria. And an inspiration to others, and a hero to others. And our kids got to see us doing this stuff instead of just turning the TV on and unplugging. They're watching us plug in to fight. And it's easier to just detach and forget about it until it comes to your front door and they put you in a camp somewhere. But you can enjoy your last couple moments of freedom and ignore the problems, or you can look them tyrants in the face and wave an American flag in their face while you still can. And that's what we're doing, man. We just saw that story about Bishop Strickland. Okay, I didn't know which guy got removed. Wait a second. Okay, feed me the story here, because we just touched on this 45 minutes ago, an hour ago, and we weren't sure what the story was. The Catholic world has been rocked. Woke Pope has told the best God-fearing bishop in this country to step down for speaking the truth. Protests are being formed as we speak. Okay, that Catholic Church has been rocked, man. I got a buddy that's Catholic, and they only go to the Latin Mass. He thinks the people that don't do Latin Mass anymore are heretics, So the world the globalists have been working on the Catholic Church for a while and embedded themselves in the Catholic Church also. Thank you for that, Denise Green. And I'm just going back and reading some of your chats. And Party Bonza, thanks for that scoop. Yeah, the Latin Mass is pretty, man. They had a Latin wedding in Denver. That was one of the most beautiful weddings I've ever seen. Uh-oh, yeah, you're right. My fire's going on. I'm talking to you guys. Yeah, we were talking Cindy W. With you guys with the multiple chats going. It's pretty cool to watch that happen. I didn't even know that was possible less than a year ago. I couldn't believe it when you guys were telling me that. When I was seeing people come in and saying, "Hey, tell Rebecca her stream went down." I'm like, "Well, how? I thought you were watching my stream. How do you know hers is off?" And they're, "Well, I'm watching hers too." I didn't even know you could do that. Okay, so Bishop Strickland held Latin Mass and refused to follow the Pope's liberal ideology. Thank you, Lamont. And then Bishop Strickland led the march against the blasphemous Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence being honored in Dodger Stadium back in May. As they should have. Why do people even watch baseball anymore? After that ridiculousness. All right, I'll get some more wood. Hold on here. I'm doing something on the fire. It's getting dark. There we go. It's not a big one. Just a little fire. Oh, a camera went down in Gaza somewhere. Yeah, this is calming. And it is just great hanging with my freedom fighting brothers here, man. We've been through a lot together. Oh, Porty Bonzo, I missed what happened here. I'm trying to find it. The Pope fired him and sent out a letter he can't be prayed for? All right, here's my problem with the Catholic Church. Who does the Pope think he is? Oh, wow, Ridgeline, your mom got tested and has COVID, but she has no symptoms. That is so strange. So 5 years ago, would you believe you were sick if they told you were sick and you didn't have any symptoms? And there was a lot of info about those tests just giving false positives all the time too, or even giving you COVID. Oh, Priscilla, there is tons of wood down there. There's a whole pile of wood over there that we sawed up, but we just got out of the woods today. I made a new flagpole today too. I found a nice piece out in the woods. The Pope has gone into darkness, possibly. I mean, can you tell somebody not to pray for someone? I mean, would Jesus say that? Yeah, there's nothing like a campfire, Cleo. I love it. This is what the caveman television was. Yeah, we got this. There is a pedo problem in the world right now. All our churches let us down during the COVID thing. Not all of them. Very, very few didn't comply. Had the faith to not comply to that. Yeah, that was another thing I wanted to mention here. There was a time when fairy tales started with a once upon a time. Now all the fairy tales we hear start with according to experts. I don't trust scientists anymore. I don't trust doctors anymore. Well, there you go. There you go, Ridgeline. Yeah, get a test and test her yourself. Thanks for stopping in, Ridgeline. God bless you. And prayers, yeah, for your mother. Amen, Sapphire Patriot. You're here with us in spirit, that's for sure. Oh, amen, Cleo. You just gather. Had to leave your woke church. I think it, and that's kind of the events of the whole last 20 years is waking us up to what is the reality of these organizations, churches, government, doctors, scientists, teachers. We've been praying for you, Sherry. And we know you're in it over there. You know, you're in the battle over there still. We're all in the battles where God's placed us. And it's operating. It's going well. There's a lot to get you angry these days out there. And what it is, it's just stating the obvious, I think. We all had our hunches about the government. It isn't new. Look at the sham Kennedy investigation. Look at all the sham investigations. Amen, Cleo. Prayer group online. And Sherry, all the people that you've pointed in this direction that are now integral people in the movement and stuff, integral patriots that are standing up and doing jobs. Jane Febo comes to mind. What a gal, what a fireball. And at a time in her life when she needed it, you know, it was a thing of beauty. All right, and these flag waves, yeah, that are sparking up all over the place. We were talking about where that could lead, and you remember the convoy when there was people on the overpasses. So Roger's saying, do a crock pot, bring a crock pot of food out. People going to be pulling over and stopping in then, you know. All right, thank you, C-Butt. Yeah, Jane is on fire. It's amazing. It's so cool to watch, man. Silly for him. Here's her channel. She was just out doing a flag wave in Broken Arrow. Is Broken Arrow a town in Oklahoma? That's what I wasn't sure what Broken Arrow was. Oh, Big D was out there in Nebraska. Well, Big D's streaming it too, and Jamie Crow's streaming it. I'm gonna get in with Jamie Crow one of these days, that's for sure. Meanwhile, we got Jay Jones down in Texas with MGB, who's joining him sometimes. They're doing flag waves. These are just the ones on the stream are the ones that we can see. Yeah, it'd be cool to see you out there with Big D show. And Carrie's Musings, yeah, you're doing the flag waves too. What, last weekend? That was awesome. And then we got the Branson event that happened, the convoy. That was Soup Mama and Silly for Him was in there. Jay Jones was out, MGB. And getting to put a face to the name is really cool too. All right, Patriot Grandma. You're heading to Lancaster this week. I should be rolling through Lancaster Thursday and Friday, I think. Going back home, restocking, resupplying. Branson was awesome, Carrie. Carrie, you're doing a great job down there in Florida too, man. And the Freedom Misfits, and oh man, I just can't even name them all anymore. It's really wild watching David work too. He is got a knowledge of just working on computers that's pretty cool. I wish I had that, but that's not the talents God gave me. But David's got the talents, and God brought David into my life, so I guess that's how he does it. Well, Patriot Grandma, if you're if I'm doing a flag wave, you'll know it. It'll be on a stream somewhere, and we'll put the information in there That'd be cool if you just randomly drove underneath us while we were having a flag wave. Yeah, David is a smart guy, man. And a blessing to know. Oh yeah, here's Big D's channel. Thank you, Sunkist. Master Grifter. Patriot superstar, man. But it's really cool how this battle, we are still in the battle, even though we're old people. It's kind of unusual. Here's David's Freedom Express Media. He's also got a web page, so does Stormtrooper. And everyone's at, you know, I don't even get on Facebook, but yeah, they're on Facebook also. Oh man. Yeah, us old people, Cleo, we know things, right? We got to teach the kids. I think we got to lead by example, too. They got to see that life is not a video game. Keeping warm with some Sub-Zero sleeping bags. Sapphire. I've done a lot of camping, so I'm used to sleeping outside in the cold. Hey there, Angelina. Good to see you. Good to see you last night on the corner, too, with your mom. Sorry you had to put up with that noise from across the street yesterday. Oh, yeah, I heard about this fire on Highway 10. Yeah, Mom was in rare form last night. It was great. I was rooting her on. Yeah, I saw Maud's Freedom Quarter last night. Jumping into battle. Boots on the ground. Yeah, there is, Hilda, there is major differences between all the supposedly Christian religions, and that's just hard to understand. There's Stormtrooper's channel, the boss. Jesus is the only way to heaven. The way, the truth, and the light. All right, Patriot Grandma, so I'll be keeping an eye out for you. That'll be awesome. Lancaster's so pretty right now. When I drove down here from Lancaster yesterday, it was just gorgeous. The fall colors were booming. Coming down 83, Highway 83. Yeah, I think we all got to get rolling here, folks. We're about to get going down there at Freedom Corner. Got to get the scoop on the freedom fight from the front. So we were praising God today too, Patriots. It was kind of a day of rest. We watched Dana Christensen's message this morning on David's Rumble channel. That guy is really doing a good job of presenting some spiritual insights to us all. We're praising God for this place He's brought us to right here. It's much nicer than the other campground that we were at. The bathrooms are really nice here, and that helicopter that flew over, that was only the second one today, whereas at the other place it's helicopters and planes all day long over there. Oh, right on, Cindy. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be in Troopers tonight. I jump around a lot lately. I'm trying to hit them all. Jane Febo inspired me to do that. She just jumps around, hits the like, sends it out, shares it. So yeah, Patriots, we'll see you all there at the corner tonight. See you in the chat. In the meantime, I'll throw some more wood on this fire, get a nice warm fire ready for these guys when they come home, man, off the battlefield. God bless you all. Thanks for joining me tonight. This is Jericho. Over now.